Welcome back in, folks, to another great episode of the Protect You podcast, live inside of Studio Triple J. Jake Wilson here, as always, alongside the man, Jay Mickens. Jay, there's a lot to be excited about here. Continued news of the offers that the Protect You crew continues to bring in. New members getting the red carpet treatment as we roll it out for them as well. But then, of course, Jay, it's March. We got to talk about the madness of the month.
No, I know. I mean, that's why you started laughing, because you knew I was ready for you to bypass all the other crap you were talking about. Let's get to these brackets. I mean, I just can't wait to show the standings. Like, my thoughts, my picks, still in it. Can't wait to see where I am in the standings. I think we're going to have a surprise person in first place, though.
Yes.
And I cannot wait to show, because this guy, like, I still remember his Super Bowl pick. So I'm like, how the hell is he in first place? But
hey, he knows.
We get to find out.
Maybe he knows what he's talking about when it comes to hooping.
Maybe. I will say that I can't wait to interview the top 5 guys coming in. I really want him to stay in the top 5, just because I have an idea of how we're gonna, protect his identity. So we're just giving it away a little bit. But yeah, no, great 2 rounds. Had an awesome team building event, right? Here, first ever Protection United team building event. Got to watch the first round on day 2.
Yeah, we did.
So that was fun. Hey, your salsa was money, bro.
Well, I appreciate it, man.
Hit.
I appreciate it, man. It's a family recipe. We've been fine-tuning it over the years. Shout out to my dad for the recipe, but it's a crowd pleaser for sure.
Oh, no. Like, we love it. Like, we're still eating on it.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
So thank you for bringing the mason jars, and I'm ready to watch the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 with your salsa.
You say you and me both, man.
Yeah.
You and me both. There's a lot of teams that are still making some really rock-solid runs, a lot of teams that some were expecting to be here, those top squads especially, and then some teams that may have snuck their way in and making those Cinderella runs. But that's the beauty of March Madness.
It is.
That's what it's all about.
It is. No, you're right about that, Jake. Still don't understand why Florida, up by 2, decides to press and trail the guy and give a wide open
3 in the corner.
Iowa and Indiana. If your school starts with the letter I, that means that you're going to have a shooter on your squad.
Exactly.
That's crazy town.
Yeah, and we get now an all Big Ten matchup in the Sweet 16 between Iowa and Nebraska.
Hey, look here. I'm going to say this. So Ashley's sister's coming in town from Australia, her and her family. We got family time on Thursday, and Ashley was like, hey, I don't care what's going on. Clear your schedule. No basketball. You can't go hoop with the Forest Gay Ballers. You can't watch the tournament for those early games. You're going to spend time with my sister because she's traveling across the world to come in. Let's just say the basketball gods bless me, because the first game on that thing is Texas and Purdue and Nebraska and Iowa. 2 games that I don't give a crap about. So I am in heaven. Thank you, basketball gods, blessing me. Ashley's going to get it. All the family time she wants, and I don't care, and I'll be ready for the 8 o'clock tip-off.
There you go, man. There you go. At least you have the plan ready to go. At least you know that you've got some sort of a backup, so you can still catch some really solid action, because we're going to be getting deep into the games on Thursday, and then that Friday slate especially is looking real nice.
I'm going to be here. Whoever wants to come over.
I'll be glued to my TV as well. I'm sure that most of the audience out there will be glued to it as well, because there's a lot of really talented action that's been coming down in the basketball slate. But Jay, I think it's time we open up our doors to one of the recurring segments that we had throughout the season, and I'm sure the fans remember it well. And that's Ball and Get the Call.
Ball and Get the Call this early?
This early, Jay.
Spring?
Absolutely, man. Okay. Because we got to talk about some of the strides that the athletes that the Protect You crew represents have been making in their jumps to the collegiate level. And I think, Jay, we loved to talk about our Fort Bend Travis guys during the season.
No, we did.
It was impossible not to talk about them.
Yeah.
With the amount of plays that they were making, the amount of guys that we had out there as well on both sides of the ball.
Yep.
But they continue to make a name for themselves as none other than Davis Kinney gets out there to Arizona State, and he shows off what it was the Sun Devils recruited him for. A nitty-gritty interception there. The protective cap comes off trying to get the pick, but he still comes away with it.
Well, look, bro, at the end of the day, I mean, Davis Kinney, early grad. I mean, his brother is one of the 5 pillar athletes that's on the wall. And I think Davis is already saying, hey, I need to get on this wall too. I mean, you just watch him jumping this route, the speed out, and then him jumping in. And I mean, it was just amazing on, the play that he's making. And once again, he's already turning heads out there in the desert.
Yeah, Tempe is going to get to know the name Davis Kinney if they don't already. And I know there was a lot of excitement for when Davis got out there.
But check out the real referee. Like, I told Chase.
Yeah.
So I told Chase, no, Chase, before we get off this video, Chase, look, You said that it was a student. What student is 75 years old?
It's your point. I didn't see the video.
Okay.
So to my defense, I didn't see the video.
Okay, well, you just assume that, Jay,
I'm just saying from where we come, different levels of the G5 and Tempe a little bit. So,
yeah. I think I need to get you out of the G5 letter, get you up to that P4 level, baby. 100%. Arizona State's a little bit different. They get the real guys. You saw that white hair, you're like, oh, yeah, that's a dude.
Legit.
That's a dude.
And like you said, the way he was running, that's a ref material. One-on-one. So.
Facts.
But Chase, as we bring you on here, again, thank you for taking the time to join us here.
Why are you thanking him? It's a part of his contract. Well, because you want to get paid
100%.
Then he's going to be on the podcast.
But Jay, you're not a part of the conversations that happen here in the green room of the, I got to do this again. I got to get out there on the podcast.
I got to have that microphone.
Well, it doesn't help that, Averie's in the green room feeling, in the same vein with me. So
it's the echo chamber of the green room as everyone hates coming up.
I think
don't kill it, man.
I think next week I'm going to just turn off the air conditioner, just turn that heat on.
Oh, God.
It's already on.
Jay, you and I have to go through that, too.
No, we got a fan. I want to see Chase sweat, like when he's eating those crawfish.
You don't see it?
Yeah, it's over here. The makeup room. They take care of you. All right, I got you.
But Chase, again, the reason we bring you on here is to bring on your expertise and to bring on, the insight as to why it is these guys are going as hard as they are during spring practices, where you look at this and you think they're just going up against teammates. There's no reason to go all out, diving in front of a teammate to go out there and make an interception. But when you see that video and when you see Davis putting his body on the line like he did there to make an interception in no pads, what does that tell you in terms of the drive and the determination that Davis has already shown, already being fresh on campus out there in Tempe?
Just the fearlessness, love it. His mentality. I think we push all of our clients to graduate early, and this is a great example why. To be able to get that film and move up that depth chart in the spring and not have to wait till the June and come a little bit later in that summer.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And so you already see the strides that Davis has been making. We're very excited, not just to see him, but the rest of the class of 2026 that'll be making their way into the collegiate ranks. Expect to see a lot of them getting some really solid playing time in just their true freshman years. And that's going to be really interesting to see how we schedule that one out come next season.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, I got a feeling that Josiah Villamil is going to be like, okay, I see you, Davis. Let me start getting my thing. Spring ball just started, up and get to talk to some of our other guys as well. Talk to Jalen last night, and, La Tech had a great open first. Practice, new offensive coordinator. I am excited about that.
Slinging the rock.
Slinging the rock, not just having the quarterback run 20 times a game, Klein Collins High School style, right? We want to see, throw that pill around. But, yeah, Justin Williams, chatted with him this morning and said things are going great. Georgia just kicked it off. So it's going to be exciting to see not only that 26 class that was the early grads, right, but to also see year two of our 25s. And then got the year threes, right? Justin Williams, we got DJ Lagway at Baylor. DJ looks good in that green.
Yeah, he does.
We got to get him to come put this new banner up.
And I like, too, that Baylor's already fully embraced it. They have him as the promotional image for their season ticket sales.
Well, they better. There's a investment, and then there's a ROI.
Yeah. Absolutely, man.
DJ's going to put butts in the seats.
Yeah. Yes. It'll be really cool to see what those guys that find the new homes. You talk about Connor Kenyon, Thaddeus Crump. They're going to be taking their talents to CCSU. Good opportunities for them to go out there and show off. Maybe, hey, I was undervalued in the transfer portal. I deserve to be out there.
Yeah.
It'll be really cool to see how. We
got Teddy Burrows as well.
Yeah.
I mean, another one that, QBs, that's that sensitive position.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one. But I'm going to tell you the one that I'm probably the most excited about from the QB spot. It's going to be Tucker Pauls, right? Just because seeing him going to Abilene, right? Getting to play with his guys. I talked to Eddie
Henry.
Henry, thank you very much.
Yeah, I got you, man.
The tight end that we rep there. And he told me, he said, man, he goes, dude, you're right. He can spin it. He can spin it. So, he's excited. And, it's going to be fun. I'm ready to get this spring I mean, what is it? Not it's spring practices.
Yeah,
For us.
spring practice.
Yeah, I heard Averie call it spring training the other day.
This is an MLB.
Yeah, I was like, what? Like Major League Baseball? A little spring training.
Aggie knowledge for it.
Shots fired. Hey, now she's coming on.
Chase,
later.
you're already opening the floodgates.
She comes on after you, Chase.
We're still in the tournament. I don't know if there's much to for her to rebuttal with, but we'll see.
We're gonna find out.
Chase, you said it. Both UTs are still in the tournament. So, but further down the road.
We even chased through. I mean, Jake, he shot the little PP gun.
I didn't start the fire. I threw maybe a couple more logs on it.
Kept it rolling.
But Chase, not only do we bring you on here to lend a little bit of expertise as to why our athletes have been doing the things that they've been doing, but we also bring you on here to introduce the newest members of the Protect You crew, because you have a lot more of that intimate connection, that one-on-one with these guys, because you're the conversation starter. You're the guy who knows ball. You and Logan both are the guys that know what it is that makes an athlete special. You bring him to the rest of the Protect You crew, and then we create that full service ecosystem for the rest of them. And so we are very excited to welcome on in as the newest member of the Protect You crew, the big man, 6'5", 220, true freshman quarterback out of Bernie champion, Ryder Flugents. Ryder, we are very excited to see what your future will look like here under the Protect You crew banner. And Chase, even just by looking at the first few minutes of his film, it's easy to see why this kid has so much national hype around him.
Yeah, just the future here. Excited young kid, but you're going to see his maturity at that as a freshman. Stepping up in the pocket here, off balance, making a great throw. Again, just has that pocket awareness, feels that pressure, evades the pocket, gets out, takes a big time hit, but more importantly, delivers a big time throw for a touchdown. You're going to see that over and over again. Just draws the linebackers up with this play action pass, delivers a missile across the middle for yet another touchdown. And like I said, you're just going to see the maturity that Ryder has at such a young age. You just can't teach it. And the touch that he has, again, steps up, feels that pressure, and then just delivers off balance throw. Just a dot to his receiver. Again, he has that Patrick Mahomes-esque ability. Does have the ability you're going to see here. That dual threat presence. Draws
direction traffic.
Yeah. Keeps that defense honest. And then just finds his open man. Again, great 3-step drop here. And you're just going to see the touch. Just sits there, feels comfortable in that pocket, delivers a in stride ball for yet another long completion. And then again, Ryder just the pocket presence, the arm strength, great football IQ here, gets it to his receiver, understands that mismatch from the linebacker to the running back position. But the biggest thing, coaches are obviously going to be interested and intrigued by, his measurables, being 6'5", 220. But when they turn that tape on, they're really going to fall in love with, his accuracy, his pocket presence, his arm strength. But more importantly, that maturity I was talking about at such a young level.
Man, look here, bro. Like, I love it. Jake, you went PR. That's great. We need it for the podcast and for all the viewers. I am over the top excited for this kid. Yeah. I mean, when this monster rolled up on us at the Rivals camp, you talk about the sun just going away from me, right? I mean, our guest that we're going to have here on the studio, because he's taller than me. I'm like, he's a little guy to him, although he loves hooping with me. But this kid rolls up, sun goes away, and I'll never forget, shake hand, hey, sir. He's Ryder Flugents, blah. And I'm just like, dude, you're the guy that was killing it out here at this camp. I'm calling this now, looking into the camera so the world can hear me. Ryder Flugents will be a future 5-star QB. This young man will be the number 2 QB we've repped here since DJ Lagway to be that guy. I am calling it now. I am speaking it into existence. I mean, you talk about an athlete, man. It's not only just a great young man off the field, but let's just go with the breakdown. I mean, dad was inside linebacker collegiately, played at Texas Tech, right? Yeah. You got mom that was the javelin thrower. She took credit for Ryder's arm, by the way. She let us know on that Zoom, Ryder got his arm from me, not from dad. Dad was the hitter. I was the thrower, right? And so you're looking at someone that is going to dominate the quarterback position. I mean, like you said, Chase has all the attributes. And if you can go widescreen for us, because I want to talk to Chase a little bit more about this, right? When we talked about, and y'all did those scouting reports and you broke it down, I think the biggest thing that was impressive of me was the fact that, first of all, you and your team hardly ever out of an 8-point grading scale, like, y'all don't really give out 6s and 7s a whole lot just because of a lot of reasons. And that, just it's more of a, you ain't got nothing else to really improve on. But what I noticed was the fact that you gave a 7 in regards to the IQ, a 7 on the pocket awareness, aka spider senses, always tingling and knowing how to dodge and move, creating different pockets. You gave 7 on the arm strength. Like, I mean, surely y'all went back around and round and argued, to finally come to a conclusion. Because I'm assuming that in this lab, y'all are like a jury, right? Like y'all got to agree.
Both see something different, throw ideas out there.
But how was that like a unanimous across the board 7s in those categories?
I mean, to your point, the tape. I mean, you saw the spidey senses. Some in the level he's doing it at his age, as a freshman. You don't see that. Some college guys don't even have that level of awareness and pocket presence. So just seeing that as a freshman, that's where that 7 came from. Because again, we got another 3 years in the lab with him, so all those things are just going to improve to get to that 5-star. When he's a senior, but just to have all those tools already is very, very, very exciting.
Right. Well, and that's what shocked me, because I know that y'all aren't just grading him off of just like the 2029 quarterbacks across the nation. Yeah. Like, you guys are running this thing like comps in like a whole neighborhood, right? Of all how like y'all went with 26 quarterbacks all the way down to the 2030 QBs. I mean, that's what I was shocked by with the 7s, because usually you guys are like, I got 3 years left of high school football. He's probably a 5 or 6, but then we know that is able to grow, right, and mature. But in comparison, right, and I know we don't like comparing people, right, but we have to here for this point that I want to make and the question I have for you. You saw DJ Lagway, right? Dad was a big old running back, just mauler, right? Mom was an athlete. And then here comes DJ, big guy, plays quarterback, right? We started seeing the trend, right? Trevor Lawrence kind of started that a little bit, right? Jamarcus Russell probably was too big, right? Yeah. And so Jerry Lawrence, way too big, right? But however, there's like a balanced scale here. By looking at Ryder and seeing, right, just the sheer size of Dad, right? And kind of looking at that from the Lagway standpoint, like, what do you think, and how does that transition collegiately for him to where he could run the RPO game? He can also sit in the pocket. They can go empty, and he could end up being that back. Talk to me a little bit about, just the excitement that you think other college coaches are in regards to Ryder.
Oh, absolutely. Just that, like you said, that the size alone, but his ability to, move. He's not a statue. He's not sitting back there, and he can get out of the pocket. Like we said, he has those spidey senses, can feel the pressure and evade. And like we saw in one of those clips, the whole DB crew came back in. They crashed on the ball and then left open a wide open touchdown. So just being able to have that versatility of not just being a one-dimensional type guy, being able to be a dual threat quarterback is gonna especially at that 6'5" height. Again, 2029 kid can get taller, and get faster, obviously. So those are the really intriguing things for the coaches.
No, I love that. Well, look, before we close this out, Lawrence, Shea, I mean, thank y'all so much for entrusting us, with your son, your most precious asset, right? And, we're honored to be representing him and cannot wait to continue to build a relationship with you guys. And we're just, proud to say that we get to be a part of his journey.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, this is the future. The guy. This is the future. The future.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Ryder, welcome to the crew, brother. Yeah. And I can't wait to get you up on this wall one day. We're going to be up here, and I can't wait for it.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And it seems like, too, with the way that the family has been involved and the way that the rest of the Flugich family has really embraced this journey for Ryder, it completes, like we've been talking about several times now, that Protect You Trinity. How important it is to have that strong family basis and that strong family support system in place for these young athletes as they continue their athletic journey. And I think that carries us very nicely into this newest edition of Crew in the News, Jay, because we've talked about the pillar families, as it were, here in the Protection United banner.
That's true.
We
just did Davis.
We say we have Davis.
There's Dylan.
Who else is up on this board that is
Samar's behind
rock solid family? I think the Coleman family.
Oh, the Coleman family.
The Coleman family has been very engrossed in this journey and the support system here that we offer at Protection United. Sam Coleman, one of the most vocal and supportive parents that we possibly have in our stable of incredible parents under the Protect You banner. And news coming out of the Coleman family as Bryce Coleman makes his commitment to the University of Louisiana Lafayette. The Raging Cajuns get one of the highest rated tight ends in the state of Texas to be a part of their 2027 class, Jay.
Yeah, man. So happy for Bryce. Tavis committed to Manise State a couple of weeks ago. And then, Louisiana shows Bryce just, wanting to get him there, right? I mean, getting to play in the Sun Belt, great football conference. And I think one of the biggest sales points for them was the fact that Bryce would come in and be a day one starter, right? I think Bryce kind of getting to follow behind, Jalen's footsteps, it's seeing that, in those conferences and those G5s, like they don't hide behind the payroll. Like they're going to go with the best guys, right? And I think Bryce saw this opportunity. They love him there. Dad said that they showed him the red carpet. They got that extra special meeting, Chase. When the head coach is like, I'll meet with a group. And then he said, but y'all two stay afterwards. That's when right? So happy for Bryce. Can't wait to, get him in the studio this summer, right? When we're doing our 27 circuit of interviews and kind of just talk to him, about the process. And of course, I mean, people still coming, right? It's just like that guy. When you're single and you ain't got nobody in your life, you get a girlfriend, here comes 20 other girls. Like, damn, where the hell were you? That's what's happening now. Like, Jason and I were on the phone the other night. Schools are already calling.
Yeah.
Wait, don't sign nothing yet. Wait, give us an opportunity. Okay, let's see what happens here. So, but anyway, happy for Bryce, happy for University of Louisiana, and I look forward to potentially seeing him in the Sun Belt.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We're very excited for Bryce. Congratulations on making that early commitment to UL Lafayette. And then not to be outdone was another young man who made his commitment last week with one of the other Coleman twins. I am, of course, talking about Jackson Day, who, on top of everything else, his commitment, he was also named to second team All-State coming out of the Woodlands Christian Academy. Jay, with how cutthroat the game of basketball is in terms of getting commitments, getting offers, and then getting these types of accolades, it really does mean something to see Jackson getting this type of recognition.
Yeah, no, and I'm happy for Jackson, man. I mean, like I said, just a great family. The dad and I are really close friends, and just getting to see Jackson get to live his dreams. And of course, the kid that was out of Willis, transferred, went to the Woodlands Christian Academy just because he knew that I needed to be able to show different skill sets, right? And he's just a prime product of understanding that, like, hey, I don't need to be in a head-to-sticker offense that's just running around because that's not going to be what's going to help me get recruited. I need to go play in a traditional offensive set. And, Dad made the financial commitment, right? Got him there, and then look at the results, right? Now he ain't got to pay for college, right? So definitely happy for Jackson. I do think he would have been first team All-State if he'd been there for a couple of years. I think kind of coming out of nowhere. I think some of the other guys that got first team was more of a body of work, if you will. But definitely happy for our guy, man, and I can't wait to watch this dude doing it at the next level.
Absolutely, man, absolutely. And so that rounds out this latest edition of Crew in the News. But I think an impromptu Crew in the News segment that we've begun to build here over the past several weeks, making it 9 straight weeks now, are the offers for the Protect You crew members.
Hey.
To hear that number, Jay, and it's looking like we're going to be hitting double digits here pretty soon. I don't want to jinx it, but
remember
with the momentum we've been building up, man, it's...
So remember, I think it was our first Zoom that we were on for that consultation. Remember the young man said, he goes, man, I just want to join y'all because I see all my other buddies, y'all represent, they're getting offers.
He was name dropping.
He was name dropping.
4 or 5 years.
I'm like, wait, are you trying to sell us? We supposed to be selling you here. Like, what's happening? I'm here for it though. But no, 9 straight weeks.
Yes.
9 straight weeks, guys, of announcing guys getting offers. That's crazy. I want to get 10.
I think we're gonna get more than 10, but
you think every week is just gonna stop? All right, knocking on wood. I like it.
Say knocking on wood, locking that one in, because folks, not only are these 9 straight weeks of more Protect You crew members picking up offers, but it's not just the same guys either. We're seeing the diverse spread and a lot more guys getting involved here on the
some of them are the same guys.
I gotta say, some are the same guys, because I'm glad that you mentioned that, Jay, because our first guy that we got to mention here is on the doorstep of 20 Division I offers.
Let's go.
We are talking about Bryson Dossett, the man out of Ridgepoint, as he picked up 2 incredible offers, starting off with Boston College, the ACC coming knocking. A lot of academic prestige and a lot of football prestige out of Boston College. They produce some really good pro talent, so we're excited to see what that opportunity might offer for our man Bryson Dossett. And then the West Coast also showing a little bit of love his way, as the Aztecs of San Diego State also shot an offer his direction. Congratulations, Bryson, on racking up number 17 and number 18 in terms of your D1 offers. Love to see that momentum continue to build up for him. And speaking of a guy that was already rolling downhill with a lot of momentum when he signed up to join the Protect You crew, and it just continues to go downhill. We are talking about Storm. Jay Storm Knight picked up Dion, came a knocking and said, here's an offer from Colorado. Love to see that offer coming in for Jay Storm. I think you're
supposed to call him Coach Prime.
Coach Prime.
I mean, don't get kicked out of the media room, Jay. Yeah. You can't. Would you call Nick Saban Nick? No. You got to call him Coach Prime.
Coach Prime. Coach Prime came a knocking and offered one of our guys. I got to put respect on that because when you come offering Jay Storm Knight, you know it's serious.
It's true. No, you're right about that. Big shout out to Jay Storm. I like how he's got Protection United, Jay Mickens, Chase King up top. he's following the motto and he's understanding it. We're gonna get the rest of our guys on this same.
That we are,
yeah.
Man.
But no, happy for Storm, happy for Bryson too. I mean, geez, these first two guys you led off, Jake, killer.
Absolutely, man, absolutely, game-changing type talents, and it continues on here. The trend does not stop as Caden Williams was a late addition to this segment, but it's a big-time addition as he picked up 2 Louisiana offers, starting off with, hey, UL Lafayette, returning here to the Protect You podcast, trying to pick up Caden Williams, and then, Jay, I know you're going to like this next one. Louisiana Tech also shot an offer his direction, and a little shout-out there in the picture graphics, too, showing love to Jalen.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Good job, Caden.
Let's say congratulations.
Former high school teammate.
There you go.
Right. You know, the kind of battled out. Got a couple of undefeated district championships with this crew. Of course, DeSoto is our only loss. Back-to-back years.
But when you're talking about some deep playoff runs that Willis has been going on, it's understandable why these guys continue to rack up major Division I offers. And it doesn't stop there either, as Jalen Kilo also picked up a big-time offer from the Aztecs of San Diego State, trying to lure the Texas talent out to the Great West Coast. Very excited for you, Jalen. Congratulations on that offer to continue building up your momentum.
Man, proud of Kilo, man. I'm so happy for this young man. Like, just knowing his story, man, and how hard this kid has grinded. But once again, you know, having to give up his love for basketball and say, I'm going to go all in on football, and then look at what's
paying off.
It's paying off big time.
Absolutely. And we'll stay inside of District 13-6A. Loaded with talent is that district here.
DBU.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And I'm glad you mentioned that, Jay, because Jordan White out of College Park picked up 2 big-time offers as well, starting off with Navy. Big-time recognition from the midshipmen trying to lure Jordan White their direction, and then another recent addition as Dartmouth became the 7th Division I offer for our guy, Jordan White. Congratulations, Jordan. Very excited for what those opportunities will present for you in the near future. And some academic prestige out there as well with Dartmouth coming in.
Jordan's a smart kid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Columbia, too.
Yeah, so, Columbia. Like, dude, he's got like half of the Ivy Leagues won. I'm like, bro, I don't want you to have to pay for college. I don't know. I don't think they offer scholars in the Ivy League. They only offer academics.
That'd be one hell of a scholarship, too. They full covered that.
Yeah, I agree. But I think you got to win like the National Spelling Bee to get a full ride to an Ivy League. Like, you got to be like, dude, have you seen them 12-year-olds?
Yeah, they're killing.
Good luck. That's all I got to say.
And speaking of College Park and the midshipmen as well, Duke Stevens, talk about return on investment. Within 1 week of signing up with the Protect You crew, he picks up an offer from Navy as well. Very excited there for Duke and the clean graphic that they got going for him as well. You got the aircraft carriers in the background, like what they're repping here for Duke.
Yeah, no, I like it. And Navy, the graphic team's doing a phenomenal job. The helmets are kind of clean too.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's Navy's graphic team or Duke.
oh yeah. You know, that's right. I forgot. Dad's got some skill. Yeah. Because I'm like, damn, Navy. Y'all step y'all's game all the way up. Like, I don't remember the armed forces getting swag out. Okay.
I don't think that's them, but I could be wrong.
Hey, you're probably right.
So, moving on, though, we'll keep it with College Park here as James Cabarrus picked up Texas Southern. Good to see James picking up a little bit more momentum here on his recruiting path. I think he's got a lot to prove with these high school seasons that he has remaining. There's going to be a lot more schools that are thinking, man, this guy's flying under our radar. We got to hop on this train now.
No, I agree, man. I mean, just the fact that you're covering the secondary at Willis High School, the secondary at College Park, They're all a part of Protection United, man, and all of them got offers.
I was just about to say that. And all of them got offers. And to your point, Jake, yeah, the season's huge, but this camp season is going to be big for James to show all the all the improvements he's made in the past 5 months.
No doubt on that, man. No doubt on that. And then we'll keep it on the Texas Southern train as well, and return back to Ridgepoint.
Hey,
the book closes in perfectly. Bryson Dossett picked up an offer, and then Logan Davis also picked up an offer from none other than Texas Southern. Very excited for Logan out there, and a guy that, like we said, guys that fly under the radar, maybe don't get the type of love that they think they would deserve. And Logan, I think, fits that bill perfectly as an underrated yet powerful and stunning defensive player out there at Ridgepoint.
Man, watch what he does this year.
Yeah, as I say, it's coming.
It's coming. Right. I mean, dude, he should have started his whole junior year. We all know the politics and all the things that go. And that's why Protection United is here to weed through those politics, right? Just like my yard guys just came and cut through the grass, cut through the hate. We're going to make sure Logan gets out there. But no, he's going to have a great summer circuit. The camps that Chase and his team is already working up. Coach is already ready for him to walk on campus. And that's the thing about it. When them coaches are ready to see you, that's when they let you skip line intentionally. Like you stand next to me. And they want to line you up against those receivers, right, that they already recruited because they want to see you go mano-a-mano. So it's going to be great to see what Logan does there. And then, of course, right, Ridgepoint, they're going to have another good season as well. And I'm going to be happy for him. And I think Logan's going to pick up a lot of more offers, as all this kind of transitions out.
All right, y'all. And as we transition back to the set, once again, thank you, Chase, for joining us here, lending your expertise as to why the Protect You crew has been doing as successfully as they have, both on the recruiting trail and on the field. It truly means the most, man.
Absolutely. Excited to be back next week. Fingers
crossed. We'll keep those fingers crossed, man. And we transition now over to one of the first here as a segment sponsor of the Protect You podcast, as we get ready to transition over to a discussion about Texas Pines Elite. But before we get into that, we'd like to thank the sponsor of this segment, Vista Minerals. Vista Minerals is a regional pure play provider of high quality frac and industrial sand, with operations in the Permian Basin and the greater DFW area, including rail-connected DFW facilities. Vista can deliver sand across Texas and into markets nationwide. The company offers a full range of products, including 100 mesh, 200 mesh, 40/70 mesh, and industrial sands, all responsibly sourced, logistically advantaged, and competitively priced. Vista Minerals, your trusted partner for responsibly sourced sand. And with the great thanks and the shout outs to Vista Minerals, we open our doors once more to new guests on the Protect You podcast. Folks, welcome on into the studio, the man, Sean Cash. Sean, thank you so much for joining us in. We had a chance to meet up with you when we did the John Cooper event.
Look at that.
Beautiful. We had a great opportunity there to talk with the great parents and the great athletes that are investing their time and their effort into Texas Pines Elite. So thank you again for returning the favor and joining us here in Studio Triple J.
Thanks a lot for having me. I appreciate it, man.
You say, and it's cause for celebration for both of y'all as well, because Jay, as you mentioned multiple times, you're deeply invested in Texas Pines Elite. This was one of the organizations that you helped start up to try and return and give a lot of athletic favor to the community here, a very deeply athletically talented area, not just in the city, in the state of Texas, but in the nation, Jay.
Yeah, no, and it's just crazy how it all came about. I watched Sean coach football because his son is older. Cash is older than Jalen, about 4 years, right? And so I watched Sean from afar. I knew I had a fast kid, but he needed to be tougher. And he needed to have more discipline. I didn't know Texas. I just moved from Tennessee, so I didn't know nothing about nothing. So I go up to him and I asked Sean, "Hey man, will you help me coach my little league team?" Who knew that this would turn into us starting our own select tackle football organization that went from the South County Pines to Texas Pines Elite. And I think the combination of what Sean and I brought to the table of, me being a big visionary guy, knowing how to run a business. Sean is just the king of operations and understands how to handle things, not only on the field, but also off the field from a structural standpoint. And I feel like that Paul McCarthy and Michael Jackson made music good together. And I think you and I should be on that level, Sean. And that's
I like Paul McCartney a little bit. So yeah, I'm glad you're Paul and I'm Mike. Oh man, you gotta mess that one up.
No, I like it. I like Paul McCarthy too.
Let's say, but it's cause for smiles and it's cause for celebration as well, because now this marks 10 years that Texas Pines Elite has been a pillar in this North Houston area and representing a lot of the great athletes that have come through here. And I'll toss it over to you, Sean, because like Jay said, you've been invested in this since the very beginning. You've been a part of not just these athletes' journeys, but the vessel in which it's carried them to the next levels.
Right.
How would you say that this all really came together? I know Jay talked about the personal side of it, of trying to coach up his kids and trying to coach up the youth in this, but from your perspective, what do you feel like was the really igniting moment that got Texas Pines Elite off the ground?
Well, I would say the thirst for football. It started with Camden, my son, really wanting to only do football. And, then we were doing the rec leagues, and there's only so much time that you have to do there. And the sheer amount of kids in the community that said, hey, this is what I want to do. 7-on-7 wasn't around. Mm-hmm. So they needed something to do because they didn't want to do basketball or anything else. So the vacuum of that and really trying to help the kids be better for their fall. And as the boys started getting older, really to prepare them for high school, because in rec, you're kind of a lot of daddy ball or, hey, it's just limited in what you want.
Right.
So just took a more professional approach and a more giving back approach. I didn't plan on doing this for 10 years, to be honest with you. I mean, it was a shock. Then Jay coming on and saying, hey, let's try to do this. Because when we first started, Jay, it wasn't like we said, hey, let's do our own thing. We tried other organization to make that work because we didn't know what we didn't know. And so ultimately we grabbed the bull by the horns and we started giving them something more.
Absolutely, man. And that's what really separates TPE from the rest of the tackle football organizations in this area, is those core values and those core tenets that y'all have been able to build upon. To give a little insight to the audience here, what would you say are those core values or those core tenets that TPE is built upon?
It's real simple: discipline, structure, respect. There's some rules that we have. We don't have many rules in the TP organization, but you can't embarrass your team, you can't embarrass your school, you can't embarrass your family and your parent, and you can't embarrass the organization. So, teaching them that, and as a TPE player, we have no C players. We're all A and B players, and that means A's and B's for grades. And so we implemented contracts when we first started. Players had to sign contracts that this is what they're going to do. And, 10 years later, we may not do all the same stuff, but we are still carrying that core values. And part of why we don't have certain levels is because we don't have the right coaches. Mm-hmm. To be honest, we might have kids that want to play, but we have to respect the brand a little bit. So,
and what I love about it too, and this was Sean's idea. We first started that S. He had Stanford in mind, right? And that was back when Stanford was really good in football, but we also knew it's not easy to get in Stanford. So, Sean kind of, changing the mindset of the Pines, which I thought was huge. And I thought it was great that we were able to, instill that. And we've had a lot of success too, between, the two of the teams that Sean and I, have coached. We've never coached together with the Pines, right? I don't think that would be fair to the rest of the leagues that we play in. But combined, Sean and I have, we won I think 6-7 state championships, something like that combined, and then one national championship as well. And we've been blessed, to allow people, because when you bring in people from all over the city of Houston, right? And I think me and Sean's, biggest accomplishment was the year of COVID. Right. Mm-hmm. The world was just completely out of sync. Right. Mm-hmm. COVID, world shuts down. I think the country was probably at an all-time high in racism ever since the 50s and 60s, right? 70s probably, right? If we're just being open and real here. And for us to bring the south side of Houston together and bring the north side of Houston together, and what we accomplished doing that 1 year, I think just speaks high volumes, because it's one thing to get people to buy in, but then when they see the results, right? And then now you see a Tata Byers at Rice. Think about that, right? I wish you could have saw Tata, Jake, at the age of 10, 11, and 12 years old. Great young man, just south side of Houston, mm-hmm. right? There's nothing against that. It's different over there. I don't know if Rice is looking at a Tata Byers, but then come to the north side, life changes, things change. You look at a Jacaden Ferguson, right? Who's at Kentucky, same thing, south side guy. It's just them coming in. And what I think Sean and I love the most about it, and Sean recognized it when we started the Ponds and told me about what was going to be great for the north side. Our north side guys, they need to be tougher. It's a lot of coddling out here in this area. And we knew that they were going to bring that dog mentality, but we knew that our guys were going to bring that structure and discipline. The moment those parents saw that, color went out the door, right, Sean?
Absolutely. The parents and the kids both learned from that experience, and they really did take heed. We may not always win every game or every championship, but when they sign up to be a Texas Pines, they understand what they're getting, and there's some prestige on that, kind of like we thought about when we said, hey, let's do Stanford. If you're going to Stanford or Dartmouth or anything like that, there's some prestige into that. And that still holds true today, regardless of the wins or losses.
Yep.
I love that too. And I'm glad that you talked about that too, Jay, of bringing together two solid communities when it comes to athletic talent and putting them under one banner so that way they can unite and be special together. Because that's what this is all about, being special together. And so I toss it over to y'all now, because I'm sure both of y'all have different experiences and different guys that you might be able to throw out there of just who are some of those athletes, or who are some of those better examples, as it were, of the true tenets of a Texas Pines elite athlete, of rock solid on the field, but then also takes care of his stuff and is great off of the field.
Yeah, man, we got a lot. One of them I'll just kind of throw out because he's a banner guy, but if Computer Jesus could pull that picture up. We got a picture of Justin Williams when he was 12 years old, right? For the ones that have heard me talk about Justin being in our lives since he was a kid. Well, here's the proof. He's the guy that's sitting there on the front row with his head kind of down. Look at the size of those shoes.
I know.
I mean, look at them boots. That's Justin Williams right there. But yeah, but Sean, we've had a lot of top-notch talent. I know your age group was a little bit different, and this is a recruiting and all that. I know you got some great stories. But I would say for me, it would probably be just when I took that 13U crew national, and we started going all over the nation and letting them see themselves against the Cali boys and the Georgia boys and the Florida boys. I think that helped propel a lot of them, because then they came back to home front. They're all starting on varsity as sophomores in high school.
I think, there's some guys that paved the way. Your Isaiah Jones, your Justin Williams actually started with us very young too. And I want to tell a story about Justin here shortly, but your Jalen Browns, your Isaiah Jones, your Big Nicks of the world that really came through, your Bellingers of the world. Those both younger and older, and the Davenports, Bishop Davenport, they came early and they paved the way for what ultimately got us into the national. And now there's a ton of kids.
100%.
We could go, I gave you a bunch of names for who laid the groundwork, but you've got Justin Williams, you've got
Zaya Dolphe.
I've coached Zaya Dolphe for 2 years, and he's a superb high school talent right now.
Hey, Jake, I got another one for you. Corbin Smeckler.
There you go.
Corbin literally just naming the guys that we currently represent. Marco Beltran. These guys all came up through the Pines organization. That's why when you first got here, you're like, Jay, how are you signing all these kids? The relationship was already built.
Yep. And from your Quanell X's through there, through younger and coming up, it's just crazy. But if I can, I want to tell just a smidgen of a story of Justin.
Go for it.
So with Justin in that picture, that was young Justin.
Yeah.
And he wanted to play certain positions so bad. So bad.
I know.
And he had, we'll call it fire. And he exploded because his team was really kind of struggling in a couple of games, and he come off the field and threw his helmet, and we were at every game back then.
Yes,
and I went up to him and I said, "No, sir, well, that is not what we do." And he was so frustrated, but no one ever went up to him and said, "Hey, we don't act like that." Or if they did, it just didn't take. But I'm telling you, after that, it was a different story. He learned how to control his emotions. And I told him all along, son, you're good at this, you're good at that, but what you're really good at is safety or linebacker. And where does he play at Georgia?
Linebacker.
I don't know that he remembers those conversations that we had, but I do remember that young man was like, Coach, I'm a wide receiver or running back or a quarterback.
Yeah.
I am not a linebacker. So anyway, that's just a quick story I wanted to share about Justin.
I love that, man. I love that because Justin is, like we said, he is one of the banner athletes for a reason, because not only does he take care of things on the field, it was the highest rated defensive player in the history of the University of Georgia. But he is that pillar guy off of the field that has that bright, bubbly personality that you just want to be around.
Yeah.
And you want to be a part of Justin Williams' sphere of influence. And I think it carries over very nicely into this next point, where my first experience of really being around Texas Pines Elite was that meeting that we had at John Cooper. And that was the first time we got to meet you, got to meet some of the great family members and the great parents of the Texas Pines Elite organization. How important is it, from your perspective, for those parents to be as deeply involved in their child's athletic journey as the parents of the TPE athletes are?
It's a requirement, to be honest, because once you are a Pines and you're part of the Forest, you're there, and we really want you to take part in that, because part of the respect and the discipline and all that, we want good core family values, and we want the parents to also have a good experience, which is why we do things a certain way. We're very structured and disciplined in how we want to go about a season. We want the family to understand and see that, so that they can say, hey, this is the way you should conduct yourself. This is the way you should carry yourself. And so that's very, very, very important to both Jay and I.
Yeah, I don't doubt that for a second. And it pays off on the field in terms of the success that y'all are able to carry on. And I heard from Jay that y'all had your opening weekends this past couple of weekends.
yes, we did. I'm coaching again for the grandson. So got the coaches juices flowing again. And so, yeah, opening weekend, we went 3-1. There's always friendly competitions amongst all the teams, but the one team that was saying they were going to be the banner might have received the only loss of the weekend. So sorry, little brother, Coach Casey. had to jab at you for saying you were going to be the best team, and you're the only one that lost.
Oh man, so, take it easy on our director of operations.
I know. Hey, how much has he grown up?
Oh, he's grown a lot.
Oh man, he's grown
a lot. And more responsibility. Him and Courtney have been great. Courtney's our executive team manager. They've been phenomenal. So we'll give Case a pass.
Yeah. He was doing all kinds of business, operational director stuff. But Josh Roski and the 14U team, they won, and shoot, we had an 8th grader kick a 42-yard field goal.
Yeah.
Jeez. An 8th grader.
Yeah.
And their route, 8U won 31-0. And our 10U team won.
Coach Tate is on 8U, right?
Yeah, Coach Tate is on 8U. 31-0. Kids got to eat donuts at practice yesterday because they gave up zeros.
Yeah.
Hey, 8-year-olds love donuts.
They do love donuts.
No matter what time of the day.
Yeah, they love donuts.
Then we had the 10U team with Coach Ortega. They won 19-8 or 19-6.
19-6, yeah.
Yeah, 19-6. And so they dominated as well. And then, KC, actually, to be honest, Casey and them, if they'd have had another quarter, they probably would have won that game.
Yeah.
They were behind early, and then ended up coming back 24-18, I think.
Yeah.
So.
But either way, it's incredible to hear the success that y'all have been able to carry on year after year. Texas Pines Elite continues to represent this area of Houston so well, and the athletes that make up this unique, dynamic ecosystem of athletic talent. So, Sean, thank you again so much for coming on and taking the time to discuss not only just this great organization, but the great athletes that are a part of it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, bro.
Love you, big boy.
And too, man. I appreciate you. Hold on before you leave. Just said we'll get you off the set.
Okay.
Yeah. You thought to just walk off. No, but no, seriously. No, computer, just stay widescreen for me. I want to talk to Sean. Man, I appreciate everything you've done, right? It's just crazy that we're 10 years down the road. And I think the biggest point, Jake, about the difference with the Pines and other organizations, that a lot of people start select teams, whether it's football, basketball, baseball. It is normally just around their kids, like their kid, right? And then once their kids are aged out, the organization goes away. Cam hadn't played for the Pines in 10 years. Right? Am I right on that?
It's a long time.
8 years.
Yeah.
And Jalen hadn't played in like 4 or 5 years, right? So that's 9 to 10 years, but yet every January, Jake, we have 200 kids show up wanting to play football
That's
for
awesome.
the Ponds. We got people, Jake, that pass probably 10 organizations to get to us. Some are driving an hour one way. They come to practices 3 times a week. That speaks how volumes, Shauna, what you've done and helped build. I mean, I was just the front guy of the business and the promotion, but we all know that doesn't mean nothing without the substance, brother. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah, having people come from Missouri City before '99 to practice 3-4 times a week. Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. Wow. But again, I think that speaks to the level of dedication that not only do these athletes have, but the parents have as well in trying to build a really solid basis for when they do end up playing middle school, high school, and then eventually collegiate ball.
Yep. Thank you.
Of course, but thank you for taking the time to join us here because we know that it's a lot of an investment. It's a lot that you have to handle on here as sort of the figurehead of this organization now. So we truly do appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. And Jay, I'll toss it over to you here as well to talk a little bit about what that process has looked like as well from your perspective of having to essentially pass over the torch to the next level of Texas Pines elite leadership.
Man, this guy's wild. Yeah. It's Sean Cash, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. It's just awesome. I don't even know what your question was, Jake. So I'm just we could just roll with Averie. She's on the set. So glad to have our new social media manager here with us again. Oh boy.
Quick transition. That's all right.
Say, but we're built for that type of stuff. We're built for this. We're built for this because we're good off the cuff. We're good when it comes to coming up with this type of fresh content. And that's why we brought you here, Averie, is because you bring that fresh perspective. You bring a fresh set of eyes because you have your finger on the pulse like nobody else does. You know exactly what it is that not only is trendy and really appropriate for the business side of things, but you also know how to bridge the gap and make that personal connection with a lot of these athletes.
Right. Yep.
And I think it embodies itself perfectly here when we talk about spring break, a time where a lot of kids, they get to bring their hair down. They get to go out there, celebrate, wild out in some cases. I know colleges especially,
not for me.
My
college experience is very different than everybody.
I was going to say, because the way you even said that, it doesn't sound like you wild out at all.
Hell no.
I didn't either.
Okay.
So it was this side of the table.
Okay. So you guys were the ones that just covered.
I mean,
because for me, I was especially in college, I was DJing in Panama City.
DJing?
Yeah, I used to be a DJ. I was a judge. I was forced to be a judge on certain contests. That was a tough gig. Because I'm there to vacate and enjoy myself, not to work. But I had to DJ at phone parties, and I had to be judges for
brutal
those contests.
That
happened in Panama City. So.
Brutal, Jay, brutal. But the joys of spring break bring out a lot of the personality side of the athletes that we represent here at Protection United. And Averie, you and Addie Farrell had an excellent opportunity to sit down and sort of comb through a lot of the activities and the things that members of the Protect You crew have been getting up to during their week breaks.
Yeah. Shout out Addie. I mean, that girl is just on top of her stuff. She reached out to all the athletes and got all the spring break info from them, and we had some good things come through. So they were busy over spring break.
So Addie has this touch though, where she can go get the information
that girl's
needed.
insane.
Yeah, I mean, she'll just go hunting.
It's
and
like
she comes
a snap
back.
of a finger,
right?
And then it's like poof, it's there.
Right. It's what? And did you get it? Yeah, it's already in their file.
Yeah,
it's already on the drive. I'm like,
there. We got it.
I don't even question that. I just go send her, hey, I need this, and then I know it's going to be done.
Yep.
Yes, she does an excellent job of that, and she did a great job in terms of getting a very diverse load of content here from our Protect You athletes. And we start off with some of the videos where you may be thinking, Jake, you said the joys of relaxing during spring break, but these videos show anything but as our Protect You athletes continue to put in work over the spring break. Here you see it here, just getting after it, maintaining that athletic prowess when everyone else may be taking vacations, maybe taking some time off. Protect You athletes said, nope, I got to lock in and continue to be a part of the heat of competition. And
hey, no days off, baby.
Absolutely not, man.
Off.
No rest days. And you see it there, Bryson Dossett taking full advantage of the off period where a lot of athletes may be thinking, now's the time to relax. Nuh-uh. We got to lock in and we got to continue to be a part of this athletic grind. And even some of the young guns, Cedric Wilson Jr., maintaining it out there, making sure that they stay athletically fit. Amaji Friend was also out there getting some videos for us. Zaya Dolphe, James Cabarrus, a lot of our very talented athletes here, making sure that they stay athletically fit. Joshua Vilmel. I mean, when you're talking about the amount of offers this kid has and the eyes that are laying heavy upon him, you know you got to stay in tip-top shape, Jay.
Oh, yeah.
Exhibit A.
That is Exhibit A, right? I mean, and that's him. I mean, oh, look at our guy.
Yeah, absolutely. We're very excited to see him. Also
QB work. Oh,
there QB work. And then, of course, the Newmans.
The Newmans.
I mean, and just talk about the diverse array in which they've been getting it done. That huge at-home gym that they have the luxury of constantly going in, putting in some rock-solid work. You saw the red light therapy there. And then I think you're going to see Pops getting involved here.
I mean, first of all, look at Pops getting lifted off the ground. The one time the boys are allowed to hit Dad.
There you go. There you go. And it's all a part of their athletic journey as they transition to being part of that Willis Wildcat offense. Very excited to see what that might look for them as well. And some commitments coming in as well. We talked about great families getting involved, the Newmans, and now we got the Coleman family showing a little bit of love. Some visits that were taking place as well, not just here in the city of Houston. You had guys like Kingston Beyer were also getting in some visits at North Texas, getting in some visits at TCU, like Gabe Vasquez-Starling was as well. So
Kilo was at Iowa State.
Kilo was out there. So Ethan Williams was out at North Texas as well. So very excited to see that. Very happy to see that they were getting after it on the recruiting trail, staying involved in their journeys. And then we also had some photos coming in, Averie.
We did.
D-Jax.
D-Jax iced out, man.
Hey, look here. Oh, look at that. And then Corbin Smeckle right there.
From glamour to the inside of the cow pen.
I know. You got Tavis Coleman. Look at that. Oh, Cash Farrell.
You had Ethan Williams was with a 7-on-7 in a flag football group he coached up.
The John Cooper crew and Lucas Triplett
repping the baseball. And then, hey, Peyton Newman.
At the rodeo.
Yeah.
Hey, he was sitting in the seats with the judge. I think he had those seats where that judge was upset that she didn't get to get down there. Y'all haven't heard about that?
God.
Okay. I want to make sure that I'm not the only one that's been keeping up with the story. All right.
But we're very happy to see that the members of the Protect You crew continue to get out there, show off a little bit of that personality side, because Averie, we talk about how the different platforms are used for different things and for different reasons. X is that resume builder, but in places like Instagram and TikTok especially, that's where you got to show off that personality, that bubbly side, as it were.
Right. And I'm sure these college coaches, I'm sure they love that these guys are working over spring break.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Protect You. Like, I mean, all these Protect You crew members, like, they know what's up and they're getting after it over spring break. So, you know, they have an opportunity to work out and still train and eat healthy. They don't let that go. And so we're really proud of those guys for sure.
Well, I'm just glad that you're bringing more like personality to the set. You know, I mean, it's just, you know, Jake wants me to be so buttoned up, and I'm so glad that now I got somebody that's going to be on my side to be like, hey, let's loosen up a little bit. But no, seriously, in all seriousness, I do appreciate what you're bringing, you know, because to your point, right, you know, that this part is important, right? For these coaches to see the personality, to get to see what's different, right? You know, than just them being on the field or the court or the track or whatever. So,
saying, Jay, I'm glad you mentioned that. There was one word in there, the court, that we've been talking about here. And I think the court has been the main focus of most Americans here as we continue to dive deeper into March Madness. And Averie, you opened the door here for the first Protect You March Madness Tournament Challenge, the bracket challenge.
Yep.
We've been very happy to see that not just the core members here of the Protect You podcast getting involved, but everybody in the Protect You staff has been getting involved. Everyone from the behind the scenes work has been getting involved here. As Computer Jesus, I think you'll be very happy to bring up the current standings of what the Protect You bracket challenge is looking like right now. The man himself is leading the pack right now of the 18 total brackets that were made here up of various members of the Protect You staff.
Oh, I agree. And I, just hold freeze on this for us, Computer Jesus, because I do want to give shout outs. First of all, I'm going to give a shout out to my damn self, because I've been telling people, we're not a one-man show here, right? Everybody's watching the show. You see all 18 people that y'all heard me rattle. I think I was saying 15, but now we're up to 18. welcome Averie and Hazel and a few other people, or one other person. Who's that? Oh, Haley.
Yeah.
No,
Halle
Berry.
Yep.
Berry. Okay.
We talk about this, Jay.
My bad. Sorry. You're right, Avery. Anyway, leading the currently number one, Computer Jesus. Everybody knows Computer Jesus. I think somebody called him IT Jesus.
Yes.
I think I'm going to change it to like IT Lord or Computer Jesus. Anyway, number one there, of course, the great Averie Scarmardo, already on set. Y'all know, social media manager here. Addie Farrell, we just talked about her client relations. The man himself, sitting strong at number 4. Yours truly. Of course, we got John Rittner right now is at 4, and John is our CPA, right? He is our CPA here at Protection United, kind of does all those tax returns. Justin Williams just reached out asking where his is. Justin, we're working on it. Then number coming in also tied with 4th with myself and John is Josh Freezer. Josh, we've actually interviewed Jake, and he is our sports attorney.
That we have, Jay. Yeah. We're very excited to see that not only does he have that expertise and that knowledge in the legal world, but he also has some ball knowledge going too.
No, he does. And he's on vacay right now, him and his fiance, right? Sent me a beautiful picture of them just kind of out and about. They're here in Chicago. He had like a scarf around his neck. Go somewhere warm, Josh. Anyway, but then of course we have Ashley Mickens, right? I put her as Ashley Mickens, right? So she's like, I'm not even your wife yet. Where's my fiance? And why change it? And then had to change it again, right, Avery? Just lock me in now. Coming in, our COO at number 7. And of course, y'all know the man, Chase King, although his brackets will be out because he picked Florida. Then, of course, then underneath him, Hazel Ramirez. She is our administrative assistant here, Protect You. Then you got my dog, Jake Wilson, still holding strong. Y'all know the man. You know who he is. Then we have Sanjay Kahar. He is our financial business consultant here, right? So they handle everything from the bookkeeping to the financial monthly reporting. And they also work hand in hand with our CPA team to ensure that we maximize those tax write-offs that we sell during our consultations. Then, of course, you got the man, Logan Mahoney, our talent scout here at Protect You. Robert Juden, he is our guy that handles graphics, our website here, represents Cinco Creative. Then we got Kurt Carpenter. Now, Kurt is our contract attorney. So we have a sports attorney, Jake, that handles those contracts. But then we have our actual contract attorney that likes to come in and help set up the LLCs, right? Set the businesses up for our clients. So then that way, once again, another way to maximize those tax write-offs. Then, of course, you got my guy, right? Co-founder, Derek Lagway. Oh, poor Derek.
Poor guy.
Oh, man. I mean, and I'm shocked that he picked Florida. Just going to throw that out there.
Yeah.
You know,
Baylor didn't make the tourney, so I guess maybe Florida was the next best pick. And it's not a bad pick. Reigning national
No, it's
champions.
not. I mean, we all kind of thought
it wasn't a bad pick.
No.
I think everybody.
Yeah.
I didn't think that. No. I didn't think they were going to win the championship.
4 different people did, though.
Well, them 4 people different or wrong. And so, well, no, it's only 3, right?
No, it's 4.
It's 4. Okay.
You have Chase is still holding strong in the top half.
Oh, let's see where he is after this weekend. But getting back to finish it off, right? Madison Lamb, right? Executive assistant here at Protect You. Then we got Halle Berry. I got to sing that, Avery, just so I can remember how to pronounce it. She picked Duke, right? But she is also a part of Avery's team, right? To go along with Robert. And then, of course, the person below Halle is Joel Shapiro, a part of that social media team. Those 3 are Cinco Creative representing. And there it is, right? Look at us, 18 deep.
Say everybody getting involved here, everybody making their picks. Some more confident than others, but I think it's been paying off pretty handsomely. And I know we didn't plan this during the pre-show, but Computer Jesus, do you have a microphone over there? Are you ready to go for your interview at the top of the standings right now?
Sure.
Okay, that's good. So we got questions for Computer Jesus. First of all, how the hell did you do this?
Well, you just talk to other computer deities out there and you just ask them what's going on. You make deals, whatever. They're very fickle, but right now they're in my favor.
There you go, man. There you go. And it comes as a shock to some because we talked about when the Super Bowl was coming around. We talked about our Super Bowl predictions. Yep. We went 2 for 2. You and I, we both picked Seattle, but then you had a very interesting pick and you picked chicken wings to win it all.
Yeah,
and again, it was still a rock solid pick, as I'm sure they did win in your household. But what is it that made you think that this was the right bracket for you and these were the right picks? And going with U of H, where you and Kurt are the only 2 here that went with the Cougars to win it all.
I have connections to U of H.
Okay.
My father went there. He graduated twice, I think. We used to go to IEEE there. It's an engineering thing. And I used to do a lot of computer stuff from them. It just seemed interesting.
Yeah, and I will say that what I commend you on your pick, in all seriousness, is the fact that the actual regional final is here in Houston. So, I mean, it's going to be a home game for them. It's just they won't be playing in their stadium. They'll be in NRG, or it'll be Toyota.
I believe it's a Toyota Center.
Yeah, but like literally these guys are going to get to sleep in their own beds. I mean, we saw that crazy crowd when Nebraska played Vanderbilt. Imagine what it's going to be just full of Houston fans. So you getting your guys to go to the Final Four, Justin, you're definitely looking good there. And I'm shot chicken wings.
Say, but it was a very good, rock solid pick for you, as you were only one of 2 people that picked Houston. Out of the breakdown of all those 5 people picked Duke. Avery, you are one of them.
And might I add, I was in the first spot up until
that is true.
The Texas game. But we're not going to talk about that today, right, Jake? We're not going to.
You said Jake. Why are you looking at me?
I heard Jay. I heard Jay.
Jake
with a K.
Well, when a Cinderella happens, you got to talk about Cinderella.
But Jake didn't even pick them, so you can't talk about it. You didn't pick them, you can't talk about them. I think that's the rules.
I think if everyone else is talking about them, Jay, everyone else, you got to join in the bandwagon. You got to hop on, because the Cinderella run is real. But Avery, you're still holding rock solid in that number 2 spot right now. Duke is your national champion. You and 4 other people, making it 5 people, have confidence in the Blue Devils to bring it home. 4 people, like we said, chose Florida to bring it home, and they were sorely disappointed last night when Iowa hit that game-winning 3, and then the Gators couldn't even get a shot up in response, and time ran out for their reign and their opportunity to go back-to-back as national champions. But people still holding strong. Jay, you were one of the 3 people that picked Arizona to win it all. Still looking rock solid for that. Computer Jesus, you were one of 2 people that picked U of H. Still solid on that. I'm the only person that picked Iowa State. They're still dancing.
If they win, you're winning.
Hey,
I'm just telling you.
I would be happy about that.
We're not even going to do top 3. It's just going to be Jay.
At that point, nobody else saw that one coming. Right. But, and then we talk about Michigan. Josh was the only one who went with Michigan to win it all. So they have a really solid shot. Madison Lamb was the only person that picked Purdue to win it all. Say they got to go through the Cinderella story of the Longhorns, but they still also look really solid out there. That Purdue squad has produced year after year. And then our guy Joel Shapiro was ride or die with Miami. Jeez. And it does not work out for him.
I can't believe he did that. Hey. Like, Joe, it took work for you to pick your picks, bro. Like, I've never seen so much red on a bracket after round 2. Like, his bracket is already completed. He's got like maybe 2 or 3 spots left. The rest of it is all X's all the way through, Avery, to the national championship game.
I saw. But on a positive note.
What's the positive note?
Everybody, a part of our team, did a bracket. And that's the positive part.
I like what you did there,
okay,
Avery.
See? People are participating. That's what we want.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm glad you made that spin on it, too, because it really brings together the whole of the Protect You family.
But also, too, though, speaking of participation, it was another thing that we had to participate, because I like what Avery's saying there, because she made us do some stuff.
That is true.
We couldn't just sit back and watch the game on Friday. She sent instructions.
I did.
She sent instructions. I thought Madison was coming over, bringing us a dessert, helping us set up. And then next thing you know, she's like, hold on, before y'all get comfortable, kick your shoes off. There's something that you got to get done on the home basketball court that we have here. Peter Jesus, you don't mind rolling that. TikTok, first ever TikTok that we've done. Watch this all net, Jake. All net.
So you had me there ready to grab the rebound.
I know, it was no need.
No need. And then
face to Chase's face. Then look at us celebrating that crazy win that I got.
It was the Arizona game.
Yeah.
You needed things to go just right on that one.
I did. No, I did, brother. And then just getting to watch like all the madness. Look at us going crazy. We had the dartboard out. Or not dart,
it was the throwing axes and the ninja star.
And the ninja star. Yeah, we battled. You beat me that in the classic. That was a March Madness, one shining moment classic too.
Absolutely.
Avery's got us working.
That's what I'm here for.
That's what you pay. That's what you pay her for.
So her to boss me around.
Shout out Madison too. I started getting the notification of all the videos, and I'm like, yes. I know I'm in the right spot.
Like Chase was rolling his eyes because like.
Oh, I know. I can just picture it in my head right now.
And she got like 30 videos. Chase is like, oh, hey, another one. like, we got to do another one.
And then the 3 in his face probably wasn't, too fond of
He
that.
didn't mind that one as much. He just didn't want to keep doing nothing. He wanted to go back to watching the games. That's all he cared about, But yeah, definitely fun, exciting times. And I love what we're doing here.
Absolutely. And thank you, Jay, for being the very gracious host and opening your doors for us to have
Of course, anytime.
that time for you to finally fulfill the goal that you would set for yourself as the solo business owner of talking with your boss and finally setting aside time to watch the first round of the tournament.
I know. Like, I literally had to go where Averie sitting, and I had to be Jay the employee, and then I sat over here and I was Jay the boss. And I had to tell boss man, like, hey, man, I've been working my ass off years for you, bro. Can I please just have like one day to watch the NCAA tournament? And Boss Jay finally said yes.
Saying Boss Jay rolled out the triple TV setup there. We had 3 games going at one time, rotating them in between. Marquee game was dead center and had the audio rolling on the surround sound. Second best game on the left monitor. And then we had the split screen going for a while on the right side monitor.
And let's do it again Friday.
Let's do it.
And here's the deal. Friday, the game started at 6. So Ashley will probably say yes. Everybody just
got to run it by Ashley,
But then Maddox can bring the kids. Averie, you can come if you're free. Everybody should just come over and let's just watch the games. And we only need 2 TVs, right?
We would, yeah.
Right? Okay. I think Ashley will say yes.
Sounds like a plan, Jay. Sounds like a plan.
Love it.
Let's repeat it. We had such great success the first time.
And your salsa. We got one more jar of salsa.
That's true. I can bring more salsa.
You got to taste Jake's salsa. I'm telling you. No BS. I mean it. No. It's legit.
Does it say, other than the games and other than Tennessee getting that opening round win, I think the salsa may have been Chase's favorite part of the whole thing. Got a confirmation there from the green room. Glad to hear it, man. Glad to hear it. Well, with that, folks, that brings an end to this jam-packed episode of the Protect You podcast. Averie, thank you again for taking the opportunity to not just join us here on the show, but then to bring new, fresh ideas here and the fresh perspective that we needed so desperately here at Protection United. It really does mean a lot to us.
Thank you. Week 2. Here we go.
We're
going in hot.
Hey, if you come on one more week, that's called a winning streak.
Yeah.
All right. See you next week.
Yeah, we will see you next week. Averie, thank you again for joining us. And thank you all so much for tuning in to another great episode of the Protect You podcast. If you like what you saw, be sure to head on over to the Protection United YouTube channel, where we have all of our videos available on demand, as well as a notification bell. Ring that whenever you click subscribe, so that way you get notified every single time we go live. That does it for this episode, folks. Jake Wilson, as always, alongside Jay Mickens. Justin Woods was our excellent producer. We hope to catch you all on the next one.